they just want to graduate from the high school, and as a result, the number of students getting bad marks in history is more and more increasing, and it's very pity. I think it's a national disgrace that Vietnamese young people know very little about their own country's traditional values. Additionally, traditional art and folk music, folk opera are being ignored by young generation. When talking to foreigners for the first time, the most common question are, how long have you been in Vietnam? How do you think about Vietnam? Or something like that. And there's nothing more meaningful to continue the talk. When asked about our traditional art, our culture and history beauty, our young generation just shake our heads indifferently, and it's unacceptable. My friends, what we inherit from our ancestors are very great. They can even attract foreigners. I know that nowadays there are more and more foreigners find our traditional art, such as ca trù, tuồng chèo, and they're very interesting. They even learn to perform our art. But so why we, the young generation, the owner of the country in the future, don't know how to value it? In my point of view, our heritage from our ancestors is what we must consider value, and we must for a long time, what the foreigners know about Vietnam is only the words, and very little of the Vietnam of today is known. And I think our duty is to change this fact. We must change the images. Now I'm not nervous anymore.
Oh, great.
Because of your support.
Yes. And now it's time for Q&A from the both of the jury.
I hope for any question from the examiner.
What about the audience?
Well, the first question I would like to raise to you concerning your topic is, can you find out the definition of a young person? Do you mean the young person must be young in age, or he must be metaphorically young in other aspects?
I think young person, although they are young, they can day by day enrich their knowledge, enrich their ability to more immature. So if our knowledge is improved day by day, I think we are young we physically young, but not mentally.
Hello everybody. Good afternoon. You look so eager. So are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so it's your stage.
Yeah, thank you very much. Hello everybody, my name is Han. Today I'd like to talk about the topic, my father, the most important person in my life. He has a great influence to me. My topic has two parts. Firstly, I'd like to talk about my daddy's characters and his lifestyle. And secondly, about my feeling. Let's start. Yeah. Firstly, my father. Firstly, my father is the most handsome man in my family because he is the only man. And yeah, he is 60 years old and very tall like mother, and he looks younger than his age. And my father likes playing tennis and watching football. And I his characters, but not all. Sometimes he is a little conservative, strict, and have a quick temper. I remembered that 3 years ago when I wanted to go to my friend's birthday party, but my father didn't agree, and then I ran away from my house. And at midnight when I came home, my father punished me, and at the time I felt very angry. But later I regretted because I don't know how worried he thinks for me. And in fact, my father is very kind and humorous and responsible. He has a special habit. In our meals, he always tells some stories full of humor to make the atmosphere interesting. And secondly, I feel I'm very lucky when he's Jackie's daughter. So I was always well cared for my health, for my studying by my father. In my memory, when I was a child and I had flu, at that time my family was very poor and my father worked far from our house. So he had to spend the last clothes to have enough money to go home with us. Until when I'm a student, my father still considers me a small princess. He and I often go for a walk on the beach, and he never forgets to buy ice cream for me. And in daily life, if I have difficult problems or troubles, the first person I think about is my daddy, because when he stands by my side, I was concerned and I felt more self-confident in my life, and therefore I have respect for my father. And finally, such care and love no one in the world can give to me. For these reasons, my father will always remain the dearest, the most important person to me. And I would like to thank my father. Thank you, because you're my dad. Thank you everyone for listening to me. Thank you.
Congratulations. You did have a good beginning.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Ready for Q&A?
Yeah, I'm going to answer.
Okay.
First of all, I would like to say that I was really impressed by the performance. Okay.
Yeah.
But Thuha, could you tell us some qualities of your ideal man? Some qualities of your ideal man. Some, your ideal man.
Can you explain in a simple way for me to understand?
Some characteristics.
Characteristic.
Your future man.
Future man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Đúng.
I don't think about that, but if I have like a boyfriend, like his characteristic, I think his characters is like my father. Not conservative, not strict and hot-tempered, but he must have to. He's very kind, very
Handsome.
Yeah, handsome, of course, handsome. But character of him, kind and like my father.
Rich.
Kind, humorous, yeah, and responsible to me.
I love you.
It's okay.
But
Yes, second question for you. I see you love your father a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, and you describe a lot about his appearance and characteristics.
Yeah.
So what you learn from your father? What you learn from him?
I learned from my father. I learned from my father. His character is strong character. Yeah. And
strong.
that's strong.
So you can see
So
very
he
manly
decide
and
for you, or you decide yourself? He decide or you decide your future?
Both of us. Yeah.
Okay, yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you everybody for listening to me.
túi ảnh rồi mà.
My topic is about communicating is sharing in everyday life. Is this interesting?